on cloud. Okay, and I'm gonna give you permission, Jason, to be the host, and you got it.
Oh, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well today. So yeah, Will kind of gave me a bit of an intro for those of you that don't know who I am. Jason McLaughlin. Been doing this a while, rank and rants. A bit of background on me. I actually was in real estate, not the digital real estate, the actual real estate game and investments. I got did the whole corporate thing, load of rubbish. And it basically struck me when I built up a property portfolio and I was having all these issues with tenants, and it was the same thing as rank and rent, basically, where you have to go out and find tenants, right? And I kind of transitioned my real estate mindset into the rank and rent, and it actually turned out to be quite successful. I took it from the point of view of it wasn't so much about the asset, or it was to a large extent what most people think it's about the asset. It's more about the tenants you get into that asset, right? Your ability to market it, your ability to get leads in, ability to have multi-tenants, what type of digital assets you have, et cetera. So tonight, I'm basically just going to be going through some sneaky outreach tactics I've used. And actually today I had a meeting with a business owner, and on next Wednesday, we're meeting to sign a 50-50% business deal where I have 50% of his waterproofing company. He has obviously the other 50%, and it's a profit split. I look after his digital. I own the website. I cover that. And he has the teams and guys. He just focuses on what he does. And I'm going to show you some of the negotiation tactics I've used, and how I find these people. So everyone can hear me good. Let's get into this. Share my screen here. Cool. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I actually do run I'm running probably what you guys would call a basic rank and rent course. It is relatively basic for the newbies and stuff like that. I basically always start off with talking to you guys. It's all good and well, right, to have these massive rank and rent dreams, okay? To be able to have this rank and rent lifestyle, the digital lifestyle, all the nonsense. And I always want to bring people back a notch and just say, let's start off by paying off the car with a rank and rent website, paying off the bond, the house, the mortgage, et cetera. And thus it led me to develop the rank and rent freedom calculator. And here I basically get my students to calculate their ideal life, what they want. I mean, what type of house you want to be living, or list your expenses, exactly what it is, right? And then it pulls down into your lifestyle figure or your goal of what you want to pay off. And then pulls down into how many meetings do you have to be setting per week? How many clients do you have to be signing? And how many deals do you have to be closing? Now, this is very against the grain when it comes to rank and rent. If you do any other courses or learn from people are all about, okay, week one, guys, here's the keyword research. Oh, we found a weak keyword. Let's go after it. Guys go and get it, and they rank, and nothing happens. The contractors are full, backed up. They don't want the leads. There's no demand. They haven't put those contracts in place. So as I was saying earlier, your money, as you guys know, is going to be made with the contracts you sign and the tenants you get in. And that's what I focus on, right? I focus on, all right, our target is $11,000 a month to hit our goals, right? How many months do I get it? Okay, well, we're going to have to add 3 to 6 months for the ranking of the website. Okay, add that up. How many clients would that equate to? Well, that would equate to 8 clients at $1,500 a month, or pay per lead, however we structure it, et cetera. That would equate to 1.7 meetings set. Based off that, I'd have to adjust this. I've been messing around with this. That would also equate to 34 calls a week if you're closing. If 20 calls are resulting in one meeting being set, et cetera, and you're closing on different ratios I put into the spreadsheet. So you can see an investment nerd or just a spreadsheet nerd got hold of the rank and rent model and really like dived into it, right? And then here, obviously, you set your different price points, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this is where a lot of guys, as I've said, fall off with regards to rank and rent. They don't treat it as an outreach business, right? You need to be outreaching constantly. And I'm going to be showing you guys some hacks today on how to fill up this thing we call a lead sheet, right? This thing we call a lead sheet. So obviously we have our company name, their rankings, websites, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, and I'll just go through the rest of the sheet before I get into that. So money's in the follow-ups. As you know, we have our lead sheet where essentially we'd have absolutely everyone that's on our hit list. I'll show you how to fill that up. The follow-ups from that, as you can see, company name, website, niche, business side, contact number, et cetera, DM'd, called. How have you outreached to these people? The proposals you've hit up, the rental proposals, obviously having a meeting, having that in the back of your mind. And then we are accountable. I hold everyone that takes this course on or takes on training or whatever, you have to be accountable. You have to, like, if you are not getting results with your rank and rents, it's more than likely because you're not holding yourself accountable, right? Here, as you can see, Monday, how many cold calls have you got to do? How many businesses have you reached out to? DMs, follow-ups, meetings booked, everything is accountable. We hold ourselves accountable, and then it pulls down into our lifestyle targets. How many months till I hit the goal? How many clients do I have to sign? How many calls a week? And we have accountability targets, right? So as I've said, I go out before I even start ranking a website. As I said, I closed this business today, 50%. I haven't even started building the website. I just told the guy I can get him leads. And if that is in the form of me running Google ads and just getting them some leads through the door while I rank it, I will do it because I know the potential of these deals. Yeah, rank and rent revenue tracker, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to kind of go back to the lead sheet here. So I'm sure a lot of the guys sitting here know a few of the hacks I'm about to discuss. So namely, the first hack a lot of guys go is how to find businesses that are buying leads, right? So Google ads is a big one. How do I stop sharing my screen here? Google ads is a big one, right? Big one. Companies are actively looking for leads for that. It's very easy to click on that and find leads. Another big hack I kind of wanted to get the rank and rent partners here thinking about is finding other rank and rent websites, right? And clicking on them and contacting those business owners. Now, a rank and rent website is relatively easy to spot. It's usually got that douchey form in the middle with arrows all pointing down above the fold, et cetera, et cetera. When you click on those rank and rent websites and you get in contact with those business owners, those are guys that are buying leads already. So that's already straight up hack. And that's how I've managed to fill up a large amount of my lead sheet, just of those two hacks, right? So other rank and rent and Google ads. But what happens if we could hack Facebook as well? So another one of the hacks I insist that everyone does is to go into Facebook groups, right? And yeah, you can obviously go join your, let's say we're doing pest control. Texas, wherever we are, wherever we base, wherever we manage to seal that contract, or we're looking to seal that contract. So pest control experts worldwide, right? Pest control services. Now, you would want to segment this up into your niches and have folders of each of the Facebook groups in your bookmarked area, right? Then, wait, let me grab it here. Once you've found your ideal clients in these groups, I go about, it's called the hey guys approach. These are scripts I've engineered that worked. I can actually show you, well, I have to go into my messages here. These are all business owners from one post I did 2 days ago. Here, no, that's not one. Wait, here, pictures. Hey, Jason, I can assist you with pleasure. Got plenty of references. Let me know how I can help. A message like this was sent to me after I implemented the following strategy. So I went into one of these groups, right? So you want to go into those niche groups and join community groups in those areas. So here in South Africa, where I am, there's a community group called I Know a Guy. And it's basically a group where, hey, I'm looking for a tiler, a painter, SEO, a lead gen guy, and then the whole community comments on who's favorable in the community, right? So in America, I'm sure there's other places. I know here as well, we have I Love Ramburg or I Love Texas or whatever, like groups like that. You want to go and join all those groups in your chosen location and then your chosen niche as well. Then we go and we grab this, one of these guys, depending on what type of business you're going or what type of like partnership you're looking at. So I know the guys sitting here are obviously much more experienced in rank and rent. You probably have a preference. You probably like working with mom and pop shops, or you want to be in with the bigger companies, or perhaps you're looking for equity splits in a company with tradesmen coming straight out of trade school, et cetera, et cetera. There's ways to approach them. And these tactics I'll show you will, show you how to cultivate those relationships, right? So I call this the hey guys approach. Hey guys, I'm assisting, let's call it a roofing company in Florida. We just ran a marketing campaign for. The response was overwhelming to the point where the current company can't keep up with the extra work. We are looking to offload the excess work to other contractors in the area. Do you know of anyone with a good standard of work? Right? So by posting this in these community groups, now remember, you're posting these in about 4 or 5 groups. RIP, rest in peace, your inbox. Your inbox blows up with people coming in and commenting and stuff. You are now going to be segmenting your target audience of people wanting to buy leads is going to be coming to you. So you can see how that would maybe attract a bigger company, medium, smaller to medium even size company. And you can start engineering these outreach messages, right? And that's honestly how I get a lot of my rank and rents set up. So off a message like this, for instance, I got about 10 people messaging me. And I kind of explained to them, I said, since we've had such an interest in this, we're actually selling the leads off. And then you start asking them follow-up questions that are relevant to the niche, right? The second one, hey guys, looking for a reputable, let's say, roofing company in and around South Carolina or wherever to pass off some extra work to, as our books are full. Any recommendations would be greatly appreciated. Now, I would recommend this outreach method more towards someone that comes across as the person they are in their niche. So you're obviously coming across here as, I own a company that does this, and we have extra work we are willing to pass off to you. And you can see how as I've been saying, by sending out these messages, right, you start building your authority in that niche. I mean, from one of these messages I sent out yesterday, I had 3 people sliding into my inbox saying, please, can you provide us the same services? Please, can we do Google ads with you, SEO, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, hey man, I offer that to very limited people, but I've got these rank and rents that are generating leads for you. I'll tell you what, instead of taking the risk of paying me and maybe not getting results, I want to build this relationship with you. here's a website getting X amount of calls, look at the analytics, et cetera, if you have it ranking already. But as I was saying, like this is more used in also the research part. So I will put these messages out before I've even started building the website, because I want to know the demand, right? I want to know where am I going with this? Like, where are the profit pockets, as I call them? I mean, if I've joined a whole bunch of communities in particular areas, locations, niches, etc., and I blast these out, I'll quickly be able to decipher where the demand is, and also follow up questions, which, I mean, you guys would have to think about, but I tend to ask questions like, how much are you charging for this? What's your going rate? And start really doing proper market research before we've even built it out. Last one here. Hey guys, looking for a private contractor. So this one would be more for, I know we've all got that one rank and rent that it doesn't do that great. And we don't want to rent it out for the full amount, or it's just not taking off, right? So maybe we're looking for a private contractor to like a very small mom and pop shop. To be honest with you, I sometimes do that just charity work. Like here's a smaller rank and rent. It's getting like maybe 5-10 calls a month. It's really not doing well. The leads are low quality. You know, if I make a quick buck of it, or even if I help someone in the community, that'll open up more doors for me to the bigger boys in the area, right? So, hey guys, looking for a private contractor, not a massive company, to assist in our pest control job in and around the area. Do you have any recommendations? So this opens up. So now we also have members of the community. That one would be more for the community post, where we have members of the community referring us to the top dogs in the area. These are the guys that are executing well. And part of the outreach I also teach is that you need to phone those top dogs and act like you're interested in their services. Here, hey, can you come around next week? No, sorry, sir, we are booked up for the next 3 months. Oh, wow, that's a good sign, or is it? Because there's obviously, is there a shortage of contractors in the area? Do I have to build out another team? Is it going to be difficult to sell leads? So you guys could see from this basic outreach method how you could have these guys flooding towards you. And once you find a niche, now you obviously have to play around with this quite a bit. Someone's here. You'd obviously have to play around with this quite a bit and engineer it to your specifications and that. And I purposely left these outreach things reasonably wide open, because I mean, you've got to be an expert at your niche. I think that's one of the biggest things in rank and rent where guys fall flat on their face, is just that they think they can go into absolutely any niche and make it work. And while that might be true for a few select of us, it's honestly better, in my personal experience, to absolutely blast an area in one specific niche that you own and you know so well, and that all the contractors, all the business owners know who you are in that niche. So as soon as work starts drying up, they come to you and they start, and suddenly lead prices can go up depending on the relationships you have with business owners. And I've literally had it where business owners have fought over our rank and rents. And I've stayed loyal to the guys that have taken me on earlier, and stuff like that. So yeah, rank and rent partners, and that's basically what I have for you today. As I said, that's one of the outreach methods I use. So from this outreach method, you'd also tend to want to have a CRM, right? Because your inbox will blow up. So as you can see here, I've got a lot of unlabeled, I haven't labeled, but this CRM here gives you the ability to label these leads as they come in. And you might say, well, Jay, that's just a bit ridiculous. I promise you, if you do this once or twice a week in different profit niches and in aspects in different areas, I mean, like this one, for instance, you could change this to cold roofing leads Texas, cold roofing leads, insert location, and really start going from there. I would highly recommend getting something like this. It honestly really, really would really help you with your outreach. So yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, that's literally all I have for today. I know Will said he'll have me on a bit, possibly next week again, to discuss some of the other outreach methods we use. But yeah, if you've got any questions, ask away. If not, I'll just end the call. I can unmute you guys if you want.
Yeah, I had a question, Jason. My name is Lou. Great
Hey, Lou.
presentation, man. Really good info in there. So
Thanks,
yeah,
brother.
the way we're taught is kind of like you were saying, the opposite, where you do your due diligence and kind of look for low hanging fruit, build the property, and then go rent it out from there. So my daughter wants to get in here too. She's a future
cute,
renter.
That's it. That's the way to go.
Yeah. But so did you try that, or with your real estate background, did this kind of just speak to you, or just wondering if you had tried like a different method and found it didn't work as well as this, or if this was like how you came out of the gate doing it?
So with all things rank and rent, so with my real estate background, I quickly learned that the money's in the tenants, right? Or in the return of it. And I kind of came into it. And obviously, when you start learning about SEO, you got that like shiny object syndrome. Oh, I just want to rank the website and then the money will come pouring in. I got my first website on page 1 in 3 months. Phone rang. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know any pest control guys. What am I doing here? And then got bad reviews and the thing went down, right? So no, I didn't start off like this. It's something that I learned pretty quickly when I went, hang on, everyone's doing this wrong. And I think a lot of the, sorry, my nose is itchy. A lot of the people that teach rank and rent, they hook people in with this, to be very honest, this rubbish dream of, oh, there's riches in this. All you have to do is rank it. But I almost want to ask you a question. If you had a contract for like 50% of a business, right? Would you not stay up day and night ranking that bad boy? But if you just had oh guys, we need to rank the website, and then we're gonna, like some airy fairy, we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna have hope and faith that this thing ranks. Because I'm willing to bet that if you had a 50% contract for a roofing company, the guy's down, he has the teams in place, all you got to do is make that phone ring. You're spending money on Google Ads. You're phoning William up or myself up, and you're saying, hey man, I need to drop some cash in this. The contract signed, everything's in place. You have way more confidence in yourself. You're more willing to throw money at it. And then suddenly you become laser focused in on just that. Instead of this thing where guys tend to have, and I'm also guilty of this, we got to go after every niche, and then the contract's going to come in place. Where it's more like, we need to market this thing. We need to get those leads in. Nothing makes me happier than signing a contract with the contractor and then going, okay, now let's go look what domains are available. Let's go do this. Because then it's like, it makes it more exciting. It makes it like, that's what fuels me personally. Obviously, everyone else is different. But to be honest, I honestly don't see me waking up hoping I'm going to rank a website. The motivation's not there for me personally. I like pre-selling. And I'll be very honest, any guy that knows anything about rank and rent, a lot of them aren't putting out content, I'll be honest. They will tell you straight up, man, you need to pre-sell, you need to be the guy. And you'll actually find, I was speaking to one of my mentors in this as well, and he was saying that you can literally get to a point where it's easier to acquire 50% of a business sounds ridiculous, 30%, 20%. But think of a contractor, right? Let's take contractors, for instance. Primed for this. They don't know much about accounting, do they? Taxation. they just want to pick up their hammer, go do what they love, drive their truck home, be happy, crack open a beer, and that's it, you know? But if you come to those guys, right? And I've spoken to some like rank and rank guys as well that were contractors. And I asked them, like, if I came to you as a lead gen guy, I've got the accountant, I've got the taxation guy, I've got the SOPs for bank, how payments are being made, etc., etc. All you got to do is pick up your hammer, go do your stuff, come back. I've got the leads, I've got the accounting, cool, give me 50%. He said, I would have given you 50, 30% of my business. Take it, please. I just, you know, headache off me. And it's really easy to scale something like this. It really gets to the point. And what's really cool is it's not like offering SEO or pay-per-click to random people. It's like you are building a relationship, and even more so, you're building vehicles that are going to impact lives, which is business. I mean, owning 30% of a construction company here, 30% of a pest control there. And it sounds very, okay, you don't know those niches, but if you do this research I've shown you guys how to do, you'll quickly pick up, okay, in Florida, the average job for pest control of square foot house this big with this problem is it costs this much for this job. Okay, that lead goes for 30%. I'm getting this on that. I'm going to write off the accountant fee, etc., etc. You literally start becoming like that. And it's very easy eventually. You sit behind your computer, you have your heat maps up, you have your GMBs up, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just knowing each little trade that becomes very lucrative, right? And that's where the money is. That's rank and rent, not this rank and pray, I call it. You get rank and renters, or you get renters and rankers, and then you get rankers and prayers. And yeah, so a bit of a rant there. Nice presentation. Can you talk about that program you offer? Yeah, Jean, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. It's my program at the moment. It's called Rank and Rent Mastery. We are about into week 2. So we meet twice a week, live classes twice a week. And then on Fridays, I usually put like a bit of a sneaky upload. The last Friday I did this. This was one of the lessons I did. It's called hacking social media in order to get leads to come to you. So that's just some of the stuff. And then I try to get people in that to focus on things that really move the needle. It's very easy to get caught up, especially as a lead gen guy, because as you can like hopefully see after the presentation, that SEO, to be very honest with you, is 25% of this game. And I get a lot of flack for that, I'll tell you that much. It's 25% of this game. That 75% of this game is closing business owners, establishing good relationships, and selling leads. That's what it is. I mean, good SEO is going to move the needle with a rank and rent, obviously, but the money is only going to come in when you have good tenants in place and good relationships. So yeah, back to what I was saying. I tend to get people in with very like select skills. So for instance, I'm in talks now with Holly Starks, right? And she's probably going to be coming in on Monday or Wednesday to start talking about her news network. So for those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically a massive syndication of news websites, Google sites, high authority, that as a lead gen guy, you know, maybe we want to pay a VA to build stuff, and there's lots of technicalities that SEOs get caught up in, or I find I just like focusing on stuff that moves the needle. Hey, let's get this SEO up a notch. Let's hack it with 100 Google news sites, all linking to our lead gen sites, etc., etc. So I do tend to try and network out with them as well. I'm also getting William in to share a few of the things. I can tell you guys straight up, the number one hack for GMBs is getting your keywords in the heading. I've literally taken GMBs that were nowhere, and within a week, number one, massive radiuses just by somehow getting the keywords into the heading. Location plus service. That's GMB number one. I mean, or we can sit here and go into lots of other things because it's direct search, right? But yeah, I hope that answered your question. If there are no more questions. Hey, Jennifer. I don't know if you guys can unmute. If you want.
Hi, Jason. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's still going. So I did make a few
Okay.
posts, like you suggested, in some groups, just still looking for some business owners to take over my leads. Lou, I'm still struggling with this concrete.
Yeah. So my next bit of advice would be, so yeah, you obviously didn't like do the prospecting in the beginning before we went out and built the site. Would honestly be, I don't know if you're going to like this, but to start approaching guys coming out of trade school and hitting them up and saying, I've got the accountant, I've got this, I've got that. Do you really want to earn $20, $30 a day or whatever they earn for the rest of your life? Partner with me, let's go.
I like the trade school. Thank you. I'll try that.
Yeah, try that out. That's just another little hack there.
I know
for you guys.
I've been posting in a lot of Facebook groups and I've got a couple hits. One guy I actually already worked with before and I'm like, it didn't work out the last time. And so we'll see. Yeah, but thank you. I'll try.
Yeah, sure. Did you join all the, I don't know if you get concreting groups, but all the community groups in those areas? And this is going to sound bad, but try church groups.
Well, some of the businesses post in their bulletins.
Try church groups, and also I don't know if it'll work there, like doctors' rooms. I don't know if you, like doctors, for some reason I've had some weird experiences where like doctors attract people that are it's similar to churches. It's a weird thing. If there's doctors groups, people seem to want to help, but yeah. We actually did a thing where we advertised in a doctor's room. Do you know, like doctors' waiting rooms?
Yeah.
Things like that. This is little hacks. I mean, it's like cheap marketing, but you tend to attract, let's say, the older guys that are they're able to fulfill some of the leads and they're happy to like pay more than your current guys are, because you told me you had guys paying you like next to nothing for what was a kitchen or
I just got another $1.07 today on a kitchen remodel.
And how much are they making off that?
I'm sorry, $1.32 came in.
And if that converts, what's that? $5,000?
It's, if you know Matt Versatage, it's some Williams, somebody was on Williams program before. It's a very similar, it's called homeu.com. So basically they just buy it and sell it to Home Advisor. So at the end of the day, Home Advisor is taking the call.
Yeah, and they probably making way more than
and I got $1.32.
Yeah, that's why I preach. I'm so passionate about the rank and rent lead gen, guys taking the bull by the horns. And you gotta this is a business, you know. This is like, phone that accountant friend you have, tell him you have a gig for him. Like, approach those young tradies, blue collars or whoever, and say, guys, like literally picture them the dream. How old are you when you come out of trade school? You 20, 21, 22, not sure what it is there. Hey, do you want to earn $30 for the rest of your life? Or look at this. This is how many calls I'm getting. I have no one to fulfill them, but I will be approaching everyone else in your class. Do you have the balls to jump on this with me? I mean, you're still young. If it fails, so what? See how many people you get from that pitch, but don't quote me in that. Cool. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up.
I got one. How are you, Jason? Look, I'm with you 100%, this game is about selling. I will go as far as saying 15% is SEO. Yeah, and everybody get caught up in that. Oh yeah, how I
That's
run
it.
this, I do this. That's worthless. You can pay anybody to do that. It's 100% the way you say. Something regarding, and I gotta go into the technical stuff now.
Yeah.
Something about GMBs. I got a bunch of, exact match, or yeah, you would say spam titles on GMBs. GMBs that are as old as, I don't know, 1 year and something. And you know what? Last update, the one that have that exact match keyword in the title, they got a hit for that exact match keyword. Yeah, something that it was at the top for a year. Boom, 15, 9, maybe 9.
So it was your domain an exact match as well?
Yeah.
And it got hit. It's no longer there.
The SERP are at the top, but the GMB, boom. So it get me worried. I said, oh, exact match is not good anymore.
So
some others don't. Some others don't.
yeah.
Some others stay
So I can almost tell you what happened because I may or may not do this. Is being recorded. So yeah, I may or may not have done this as well. If you have a guy that is exact match and you can't seem to knock him off the SERPs, there's ways to go about getting Google to dump that GMB because it obviously is a very, I don't know the niche, I don't know the area. Was it like niche plus area? Was that the exact match?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you willing to tell me the niche? I can maybe.
No, it's my GMB. Plasterer.
Plastering. So
Yeah,
plastering
Tyler,
is quite, yeah. Plastering is quite spammy. So yeah, sometimes a lot of guys will, so there is a method, right? Where you can put a hyphen in between the exact match. I'm sure you know this, and register a new one, and then get your GMB up, and then go and report the top guy's GMB and mark it as a duplicate. Google takes that guy's down and gives you the positions.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, but I'm more like, trying to become myself better. How can I improve that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why I tend to. So I'm hopefully getting Holly on to come and chat to my students and stuff. And that's when I'd say you need to pump like press releases, news sites, and all those external things. I mean, we can sit here and we can talk about on-page GMB stuff, or we can just get like a mother of a powerful thing pointing at this going, this is the thing. And that's how I work. That's how I work in lead gen. I mean, on page is important, but 100 news sites that are news relevant going, hey, that's the best one, tends to move stuff better than some on-page stuff.
And then 100%.
Like that.
And then you do whatever you need to do and move on and call people.
That's it. Lead gen. So I tend to find with SEO in the SEO community, that's why me and William get on so well, because we both hate SEOs. William will tell you as well. SEO people, oh my gosh, because they tend to get caught up in the, oh no, but mine had this and mine had that. And hey, bro,
metrics and all that stuff.
It's the phone ringing. Other like rank and rent lead gen guys, like, listen, we can slash SEO into like a 10th and just be like, do this, this, and this. Cheers, bye.
Yeah.
And that's rank and rent, and they don't like us as well because we belittle them or whatever you want to call it to a large extent. And
100%.
we don't play their games. They have these games, man, where it's like my method's better than yours. I'm like, let's work together and find what actually moves the needle. You know, it's not your tag, or it's proper assets pointing to your assets saying, or reviews. How do you get a lot of fake reviews onto your thing that stick? That's how you move the needle. I know how to do it as well. And how do you do stuff like that? I mean, I would almost argue position 2 on a GMB is better if you just have more reviews and a better rating than the guy. Because what happens when you land on a page? You look at the first guy, oh, 10 reviews or 100 reviews. Second guy, 200 reviews, same rating. Who are you clicking on? I know who I'm clicking on. So yeah, the SEOs can fight for position 1. I'm fighting for the click or the call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want the code. That's it. I want the information. I need this. I have this. This is my phone number. That's
That's
it.
it. And that's lead gen at heart.
Yeah.
That's why me and Will have fun teasing the SEOs. They get a bit upset. Yeah.
Howard, thank you. Thank you very
Sure,
much.
brother. Sure. Lou, I like your style, Jason. Cool, thanks. Appreciate it. Guys, if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to get off here. Jen, please go approach trade schools. If you're in the lead generation nation with me now, I'd be calling you out every class saying, have you approached trade schools? And offer them a service that will rope them in. If it's not leads, I'm sure leads will be enough. Offer them a backup service, right? Like accounting or something that will really rope them in. And then you'd have to sort out a split with an accountant. I'm sure there's a lot of accountants out there that could see the value in leads and execution on the job. But yeah, the ranking rate just got more complicated, but it'll also be more profitable, right? I only personally like doing rank and rents where I take a share of the business. That's just how I go. That's the way to go. Honestly, you guys have the skills. This isn't easy. How many hours have you invested into learning this? Digital real estate is the new real estate. Have you seen what's happened with these JPEGs the kids are selling? NFTs. Have you seen what's happened with them? They're selling for like $69 million. Digital real estate's becoming a thing, and online, I promise you. And another thing I also just want to say before I go, guys, is that sometimes in obviously rank and rent, lead gen and stuff like that, it's works with the economy. So when there's a boom in contractors and whatnot, they tend to dump their rank and rent or lead gen guys, right? But the wheel always turns, and I've seen this happen where the work dries up. Suddenly their referral business isn't no longer good, right? And people are referring to the internet now with their limited resources to find the best guys that are reviewed, et cetera. And yeah, if you're going through a bit of a tough time with your ranking rents, I'd also say just hang in there, maintain the rankings, but more so outreach to business owners. You're literally one call away. So what I want to leave you guys with, you one call away from 50%, 30, 40% in a very profitable company. If you just apply some of the stuff I taught you, and I know William's a killer at SEO and aspects like that. But yeah, guys, if there's no more questions, I'm going to get off here. It's 4 a.m. here. Hope I provided some value. I will see you guys soon. Cheers, guys. Bye. Thanks for your time. Cheers.